The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the October 24th, I think. What's it? October 24th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it up to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we've got quite a rally going on up here, about 1%, 1.5% for the Russell to the upside, 2% for the semis. Dow is up 403 points, S&P 53, NASDAQ 100, 224, 36 for the Russell, 110 for the trannies, 132 for the semis, 228 for the NASDAQ composite, 108 for the New York Stock Exchange. You've got gold and silver trading off. Gold's down $8, silver 21 cents. Like Recruit is up 46 pennies out there. So let's start with taking a look at what's going on in the equity markets. And we'll begin by taking a look at the daily equity future contracts. So we'll flip over to those daily equity futures. And what we're going to see is the topping patterns are under pressure. In the case of the ES Mini, it just simply needs a close above the high from the trading session of October the 8th. And that high generated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and that's at 68.1225. We're at 68.25 right now. We close above that, we are off to the upside. In fact, I would say that the Santa Claus rally is in. We talked about this, I believe, yesterday when we took a look at the seasonal pattern, and the seasonal pattern over the last quarter of a century, specifically the last 25 years, has bottomed on October the 9th. Well, we got the bottom, what appears to be on October the 10th, and we are likely going to rally from here. If we take a look at the, especially if we take out resistance today. If we take a look at the NQ will take out a Rhodes Momentum and TD9 count top. It just simply needs to close above its October 9th high, and that level is 25,394. The Dow Equity Future contract, it just simply needs to close above the session from 4 days ago, October 21st, and that high is out 47,334. We're down 47,348. If we close above that, we negate its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The Russell 2000 may not be able to get there today. Maybe it will. I don't know. It needs to take out its high from the trading session of October 15th. It was really the following day that established the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. It was a bear sash candle. It's the high of the pattern that becomes resistance, and that high is at 25,59.90. So at this stage here, it looks like truly at this stage, well, first of all, one thing we know with certainty, and that's certainty. There's not too many things with certainty that we know about in the stock market, but I would say if we close below that October 10th low out there, we're headed lower. Not headed lower like it's a bear market. I think I covered that yesterday. I most certainly tried to cover that yesterday. I hope everybody heard that. If not, maybe just listen to the replay on that. Let's go from the daily time frames. Now, let's go see what's going on a weekly basis, because this is actually more important, in my opinion, than the daily charts out there. And the reason is, if we take a look at the ES Mini for its weekly time frame, it will negate a weekly TD9 count top. And it's going to do, it would do that really and then just in 2 short weeks. So it closed again above that 68.12.25. Not only does it negate a daily top, it would negate a weekly top, and there's nothing out there on the monthly time frame that says that there's any kind of topping signal. That was why I was so specific that we are not anywhere near any kind of major top inside the U.S. indices. Period. Now, if we take a look at the weekly time frame for the NQ, there is no topping pattern out there. There was no A to B equals CD pattern or anything along those lines. So just simply closing above the high from 2 weeks ago, which was a bearish ash candle, that's at 25,394. We'll put it above resistance, let alone it's trading above it's the top of its profile as well as its green oscillator and change line. The Dow is going to move into wave number 7. It's already done that on a weekly basis. That needs a lower high to confirm that top. That's the only topping signal there. I don't know that that's the type of topping signal that's going to go ahead and make markets, really pull back. With regard to the Russell 2000 on its weekly time frame, it also does not have an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. It does have a bearish shooting star candle that formed last week. That establishes resistance. So not only is there a profile resistance at 25.1850, there is resistance established by that bearish shooting star. So it closed above 25.5990, and it's all clear for the Russell 2000 to the upside. Let's go from here. I'm going to actually close these charts just to free up resources, and then we're going to go up and take a look at the New York Stock Exchange and the Spot VIX Index. We're looking at the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Supply and Oscillator to see if it is still above the zero threshold level. If it is, and it most certainly is, we're at 106.46 right now. So that provides, we've been above this the zero threshold level now for today's, I believe, is session number 3. So that provides buyers with an edge out there. Now, I do see that we are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. The New York Stock Exchange is also going after its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out here. So on a daily time frame, the New York Stock Exchange could generate a TD9 count top between today and next Tuesday. We look at the Spot VIX Index. It closed below its 50-day exponential moving average yesterday. That was at 1740, or it is at 1740. We're now trading at 1646. Those are simply bullish conditions for the S&P 500. Now there is a rising trend line. Let's go see where that comes in at. Now that's still got quite a bit to move to the downside before it runs into that trend line out here. So things are looking mighty, mighty, mighty bullish for the equity markets out there. Of course, it's all going to be dependent upon today's close. And there's one other element for you and I to take a look at, and that element is how the equal-weighted ETFs are performing. So let's go take a look at those. It's usually the equal-weighted ETFs that point the direction. Let's start with the right-hand side, the equal weight for the Dow. In its case, it just simply needs a close above, I already did that. The Dow 4 days ago actually negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So it is giving you the all clear signal. It also has wave number 7 established, just like we took the Dow Diamonds, that is, not the weight ETF, the EDOW. The RSP. The RSP is going to need a close above the high from October the 3rd. That high was a bearish shooting star, 192.30. It confirmed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. We close above that. It is absolutely all-out move to the upside. You can see the SPY is negating its TD9 count top for its weekly time frame. Quite frankly, a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for the Dow Diamonds will be negated with a close above 471.25 today. We look at the equal-weighted ETF, no topping pattern that we've got here. It just simply needs a close above 144.40. We're at 144.84. So we're getting even confirmation. Look at the Qs are going to negate both the daily, the QQEW is going to negate a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The weekly or the daily QQQs are going to negate a TD9 count and Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Hey, I may be having problems with my email, my TFNN email. Again, it's so unusual for me now to get I get thousands, it seems like, on a daily basis out there. So if you are trying to send me an email, maybe copy it also to Steve at masteringprobability.com, because I have not received anything, which is kind of unusual. So let's take a look at the cash indices. Then we'll start taking a look at requests out there. So what do the cash indices need to do to negate their tops? The Dow Jones cash index needs a close above the high from a few days ago. That was October 21st, 47,125.66. We're trading above that right now. In the case of the S&P 500, it just simply needs a close above the high from October 9th, and that's at 67.6458. For the Index 100, it's a high above October 10th. That high is at 195.28. In each of these cases, we are trading above those levels. For the cash index for the Russell 2000, the number is going to be 2541.70, so we're not up there yet. The semiconductor index is going to negate, or it already has. Yeah, it already negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, so it's on its way to the upside. Transport's just a consolidation, sideways consolidation that's been in effect basically since the late part of July, early part of August. NASDAQ Composite will negate its TD9 count Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for its daily time frame with a close above 23,119.91. And the New York Stock Exchange needs a close above the high from October 6th, that high, 21,820.29, but as you can see, we're in bar number 8. This may go on to form a TD9 count top. But across the board here, all the core indices, the equal-weighted ETFs, not really sure what else we should check. Spot VIX Index below its 50-day. Advanced Client Oscillator for the New York Stock Exchange above the zero threshold level. Basically, we're saying bull market, and we're saying that ain't no bull. Now, okay, if you missed it yesterday, we took a look at the a seasonal pattern for the S&P 500 for the last quarter of a century. Last quarter of a century, that seasonal, that Santa Claus rally typically begins right around October the 9th out there. You can see the date. It's up top where my cursor is at. You can see the low that we're taking a look at out there, the red vertical line. That's where we're at today. So at this stage here, it looks like the market's going to now follow the typical seasonal cycle, at least the one over the last quarter of a century. The one, if we take a look at for the last 90 97 years, its low comes in just a tad later. That typical low doesn't come in until October 26th. But that's clearly not the pattern that we're on, not with the breakout that's going on. But when we put 25 years up there, everything lines up with the low that we had on October 10th, with what's transpiring as we speak right now. So it does appear that the Santa Claus rally is in out there. All right, let's go to some of the requests that we've gotten, or all the requests that we've gotten. Of course, I would love even more. I'm going to go ahead and close out these daily cash indices. The first one we're going to take a look at really was a request last as we were ending the show yesterday. I did show this chart. It was for ELO. It was for ticker symbol NEE out there. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it. It had a has a TD9 count topping pattern for its daily time frame, with price just simply consolidating with inside the daily profile out there. That's between 81.39 and 84.83. The weekly time frame chart has got no topping pattern. We have tested last week's low, but we're trading well above that. This is a bullish signal for the weekly time frame. Monthly time frame is trading into a TD9 count top that formed back in October of 2024. 219 million shares traded that month. We're into it with 172, so a little bit light. Nonetheless, if we do close above the high of 86.10, then that's going to, well, one, it's going to set up an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there, even if it's without volume, but more importantly, it would negate that TD9 count top out there. So the daily time frame is one to really be paying attention to, in my opinion, and that's going to require a close above 86.74 for things to be on their merry way. Not that the stock charts look bad, just simply that's the what you're looking at out there. So hope that helped you out, ELO. And let's go to our next request coming in from Freeze. And Freeze, it ain't freezing in Florida. Not just yet, but let's go take a look at PANW out here. And this is trading right now above the top of its daily profile. I like the market. It's trying to take out a TD9 count topping pattern that had formed on October the 8th. In order to do so, it needs a close above 217.94. We're 217.10. Price is trading above the top of its profile and its green oscillator and change line. It should go, at least has it tagged that? Oh, it did. So now let's see. The volume there was 5 million shares. Today, so far, 2 hours of trading, 799. So it's light in volume. It's maybe about a 3 million share a day. And we've tested and rejected that. But as long as price stays above 216.31, that's not so much an issue out there. 216.31 is the top of its daily profile. And really, as long as price remains above its green oscillator and change line, that's at 214.99 right now, really no problems. I prefer it to stay above the top of its daily profile out there. If we do look at the weekly time frame, let me pull this back. Was there any A to B equals CD pattern? There is, but it has not completed on the weekly time frame. So this is simply an all-out bullish mode. Look, there was a bullish or bearish shooting star that formed 2 weeks ago. So a bit of resistance at the 217.94 level. We're at 217.17. Monthly time frame chart, let me populate this. Monthly time frame is likely going to negate a T9 count top and a Rhodes momentum indicator top next Friday. Don't know that for sure, but at this stage of the game, that's what it looks like for PANW. Freeze, hope that helps you out. Thank you for your request. Duncan Steve wants to take a look at ticker symbol OPEN. Let's pull that up, see what it is doing. It's trading right now at $8.12. It had a TD9 count bottom that completed last week, and one heck of a nice rally today. Now, Steve-O, this has rallied right up into TD9 count breakdown resistance, 822. As well as the center of its profile, which is 833. So that's your bedrock of resistance. Your price can close above 833. You're on your way to the 969 level. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count top. Price is now pulled back. It was for 4 weeks. Looks like that retracement is now done. Price found support at its green oscillator and change line. We are trading with inside its profile. So likely price is going to target the top of that profile, 995. Now, the confirmation of that would be a close on a daily basis of 833. Monthly time frame chart, nothing wrong with OPEN out there. So it's really just waiting on the daily at this stage of the game. And then it finally is going to need a close above the weekly TD9 count top. That's going to be a close above $10.70. You get that? You're on your way to its monthly TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that would be at 1614. So that's what I see when I take a look at open. Looks really good out here. Looks like it's bottomed, and the confirmation of that is going to come again, Steve-O, from that close above 833, in my opinion. Let's go take a look at RIG. We want to take a look at that as well. RIG right now is trading out at $3.99, having another stellar day after yesterday's. Yesterday's negated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for its daily time frame. So that is a beautiful thing. On a weekly basis, there's a couple different A to B equals CD patterns that you could draw in there. It looks like there is. If we take a look at the week of September 26, a nice three-river evening star candle, 398 million shares traded that week. We are up above it with 358. What volume are we doing so far today? Today we've done 40 million shares. You could do another 80 million shares. Let's see, if you add 80 to 360, you're at 440, and I would definitely take out the 398 out there. So rig is looking mighty fine out there. The monthly time frame, which has a TD9 count bottom, is now trading above profile resistance at 363. So the monthly says I want 598. The weekly, which I haven't put the A to B equals CD, says I want higher price, and the daily says I want higher price. Duncan, stay with rig. We come back to this break. We'll look at the only other request that I've got right now. Oh, no, there's two. There's Berkshire Hathaway and the ticker symbol TOON. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. You know, I live in a very beautiful place. So one of my favorite beautiful places, though, is in Hawaii. Either the island of Maui or the island of Lanai. I prefer the island of Lanai just simply because there's only about 3,000 people on the island, and I kind of like it that way. But there's nothing wrong with Maui. The reason I bring that up is last night. What I found out, those of you that have been over there or that go over there and play golf over there, usually look forward to that first tournament of the year in January at Kapalua, which is a great course. I've probably played it 50, 60, 75 times out there. Go see the videos and take a look at the drought that they're having in Hawaii and how it's impacted all of the Kapalua course, whether it's Kapalua or whether it's the Bay course out there. I mean, it is totally burned out. Now, it's a water issue that they've got in the flow of water. But, I haven't dug into it. But when you look at it, it just makes you sick. Really makes you sick. Anyways, we're looking at Berkshire Hathaway. This is for Satish inside the Tigers Den. Oh, by the way, thank you for going ahead and re-forwarding those emails to me at the Steve at Mastering Probability. So definitely Steve at TFNN.com account is not working well because I did get a couple emails. So thanks for doing that. We're looking at Berkshire Hathaway. And what we know about Berkshire Hathaway, Satish, is that it has extremely strong support at its TD9 count breakout level, 488.88. I know you're always looking to maybe take a few shares or what have you. It would be an easy, we're trading at 490 right now, be an easy thing to do, and you'd close it out if you got I'd say 2 consecutive closes below 488 out there. Now, the upside here, the problem on the daily time frame is your upside doesn't really make for a very good trade because we can see the green oscillator and change line has acted as resistance. So your upside potential, at least at this moment in time, is only at the 493 level. If we look at the weekly time frame out here, the weekly time frame doesn't have a bottoming pattern per se. Price is just trading with inside his profile. 474.77 to 496.11. And lastly, on the monthly time frame chart, you also have a consolidation with inside profile. It's bullish in structure. And what's nice is that 3 months ago, it formed a bull sash candle with inside that bullish structured area, which is 448 to 469. Resistance up at 542 out there. So Berkshire Hathaway, as I take a look at the charts, it's just sideways consolidation. I think that monthly chart is the one that really spells that out for you, Satish, out there. So I hope that helps you out with regard to that review. Dan, inside the Tigers Den, wants to take a look at ticker symbol TOON. He said it used to be GNUS. It's a meme stop. Oh, this is CFLT. I did it in the wrong area. Hold on a second here. Let me get down to it. Should be right here. Here we go. So now we take a look at TOON, TOON, traded 89 cents. So, Dan, I have it. You probably also have the daily A to B equals CD pattern that is confirming today. Now, the 1-to-1 price projection level gets us up towards 92 cents. I would say, based upon the way that this is trading on that C to D leg, that this will do more than a move of to 92 cents. Nonetheless, that's where its daily A to B equals CD pattern, being confirmed today with volume, is likely headed to. You also have triggered wave number 7. That needs a lower high to confirm a top out there. The weekly time frame, first, the volume this week is 5.8 million shares. It's going into a swing point that has volume of 2 million shares. That's a swing point for back on May 16th. That tells us that price wants to go tackle 93 cents. Well, we just looked at an A to B equals CD that gets us up to 93 cents. So I'd say TOON is headed to 93. Maybe it's headed higher. The next resistance level that I would have out here would come from the monthly time frame. That's at $2 and a penny out there. So TOON, even though it's a meme stock, Brent got in a meme stock right before it took off. Which one was that? I wish I could remember. I've got a decent memory, but I don't remember what that one was. Wasn't GameStop. In any event, that's what's going on when I see TOON. Hope that helps you out or complements what you were looking at as well, Dan. Let's go take a look at VICR. This is for Eddie. Eddie sending in an email to the masteringprobability.com account, so thanks for doing that. Here we take a look at this. Eddie wants to look at VICR and ISRG. So VICR is getting ready for a timeout. Yep, the parents are going to put this in a timeout today. Why? Because this is the bar following bar number 9. Now, is the child going to learn? Listen, Well, if the child listens to the parents, then this TD9 count top that's completing today will pull price, and it's a doozy, will pull it all the way back to $70 and change out there. 70.83 is the current print of its oscillator and change line. So that's one possible option. The more likely option, I would say, is that as we open this up, that it would likely be a 2 to 4 day pullback that would set the next bottom out there. So you're going to get a TD9 count top that's going to complete today. This could be day number one to the downside if it closes below yesterday's close out there. And I'm suggesting this will be either a 2 to 4 day retracement before it then bottoms. The weekly chart looks beautiful. Nothing wrong with it. Let me open it up, make sure it's not going against something that I don't see on the left-hand side. No, in fact, it's taking out its TD9 count breakdown resistance level at 73.84. Now, the weekly swing point takes you back to July 28th, 2023. Volume there, 8 million shares. So far for the week, we are up with 7.5 million shares. We're going to have the volume. You're pushing into that. That says you're going to at least go test that swing point. That's up at the 98.38 level. Again, this ticker symbol VICR that we are looking at. So that is bullish. The daily is ready for a timeout. So I think what we're going to see is that 2 to 4 day timeout before price resumes up to at least go tackle that swing point from the weekly time frame. And on a monthly basis, the swing point that we'd be looking at, July of 2023, 12.7 million shares. So far, we're at 11.6. So it looks like this thing has got the volume as it pushes into that swing point. Eddie, if you are along this, just prepare or anticipate for a retracement out there. I don't think it'll get to 70 and change, but it could. Anything can happen. Let's go take an Intuitive Surgical, ISRG. This is also for Eddie. Eddie, this is trading out as we speak right now at 550.16. One heck of a week out there. One heck of a month that is having. Now, on a monthly basis, price pulled all the way back to test an area that it already tested 2 other months, which was the bottom of its daily profile. That number, 448.24. You know what Tom likes to say? If you can't bust them to the downside, you try to bust them to the upside. That's exactly what's taking place right now. And on a monthly basis, price is trading into the January of 2025 swing point. Volume there, 27 million shares so far for the month here. We've got 1 week to go. We're at 48 million shares. So odds favor. Intuitive Surgical is not only going to just go tackle the top of its profile at 597.36, it wants to make a move up to the 616 level. That's the monthly time frame. Weekly time frame, beautiful TD9 count bottom. Now we're trading above its TD9 count breakdown resistance level. We're trading into a weekly swing point that has volume of 8 million shares. So far for the week, we are up with 10 million shares. So that says I want to go tackle that high being 568.69. Daily time frame, beautiful. No topping signal. We are at bar number 7 today. You could get a TD9 count top sometime next week between Monday and Wednesday. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back from this break. We're going to look at Tesla for Joe and any other requests that I get. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Kickstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Kickstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got the stock charts up here for Tesla. Tesla, you can clearly see the weekly TD9 count top out there. You can see a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top. So it's that high that is the key resistance point. That level being 470.75. Will we clear that? We're likely off to the races to the upside. So you got that weekly TD9 count top. That formed or completed a couple of weeks ago. What price is trying to do, it's trading with inside a profile that formed last week. That profile ranges from 392.68 to 455.14. That's your resistance level. So you're going to have to close above or move above that weekly resistance to negate that weekly TD9 count top out there. So just a consolidation sideways since that form. Price wants to tackle that oscillator and change line, but that could take place with a sideways move with that line moving up. If we take a look at the daily time frame, you also have a consolidation with inside its profile. That range is between 427.41 and 454.50. And finally, on the monthly time frame chart, it's all out bullish. Now it's trading into a swing point from back in December 2024. 1.9 billion shares traded that month. Last month, you got into a 1.9 billion shares. That says you want to go tackle that high. So what it's trying to do is get up towards that 488.54 level. This month we're at 1.6 billion shares with still 1 week left in trading. So you got a daily top, you got a weekly top. You don't have a monthly top. You're pushing into the monthly with volume. The weekly and the daily, you've got their work to do out there. Don't know how long that consolidation will continue, Joe, but that's the pattern that basically it is in. Let's go take an SOXX out here. SOXX is trading out at, and I apologize, I was just trying to get the symbols in, wasn't writing down, that's Duncan Steve wants that. Okay, so Dunk, SOXX, negating any kind of topping pattern that was in place out here. Actually, it did not have one. So it's on the daily time frame. It did not have a topping pattern on the daily time frame. It does have a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. That's that black diagonal line. That requires a bearish reversal candle to confirm that pattern. And then you got to at least get below that green oscillator and change line to get any kind of downside traction. The weekly is the time frame that we really want to focus in on because it will negate its TD9 count top with a close this week today above 292.51. You're at 296.70. So unless there's going to be some type of huge sell-off. We'll take a look at the intraday charts, see if there's any kind of topping patterns that we want to be aware of. Unless there's any kind of huge sell-off, the weekly time frame is going to negate that signal. The monthly time frame already negated a TD9 count top last month, so you're in full breakout mode now. The SOX has been moving higher for this would be the 6th month to the upside. At some point in time here, we've got to get we don't have to, but it would be logical at some point in time here we're going to get some type of 2-month pullback. Maybe that's not going to start taking place until January out there. Yeah, January. That Santa Claus rally is absolutely positive, depending on the close, We negate all those topping signals. Daily and weekly out there, Santa Claus rally has begun. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol CRNC. That was a request from, well, that's also from Steve. I need the request out here, Steve. So we're going to take a look at CRNC. Daily time frame, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, confirms October 3rd. Price is now trading with inside a profile, bullish in structure, and if price can close above that oscillator and change line, you can see how that's acting as daily resistance. 1194 is the current print. Then you'll make its way up to 1310. On a weekly time frame, a nice, beautiful TD9 count bottom pattern. I don't have, let me see if it's finished this A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. That would be the one you would draw in there. That would certainly be the one that I would draw in there. And it didn't really complete it. So you've got price that's trading above profile resistance and it's green oscillator and change line. That's a bullish condition. It wants to rally. Monthly time frame, we're trading above all profile. So nothing wrong with the monthly time frame out there. It's got a TD9 count bottom. That formed way long time ago. That was back in June of 2024 out there. So over a year, but it's remained in place out here. So with regard to CNC, it's CRNC. It's the daily time frame. That's the little booger out there. You need to close above the high that came in on the trading day of October 3rd, 1374, in order for this to be off to the races. Dan wants to look at VST. I did not get this in on time. So let's go ahead and populate these charts. No, that's not Dan. That was McGuppy that wants to look at VST. Can you look, please? It's a long-term, long position. It broke down and is now bouncing up towards its daily resistance. So you're using a 21 and 50-day exponential moving average. What do your tools show? Should I add more, sell, or hold? What support resistance levels do you see? So excellent. The daily time frame, you can see that price pulled all the way back to its breakout level of support, and that was at 184.61. That's the TD9 count breakout level. Between today's going to be, it looks like it'll be a bullish engulfing candle at a level of support. So we don't have the pattern like an A to B equals CD, TD9 count bottom, anything along those lines. Getting back to breakout support can be a bottom. Getting back to breakdown resistance can be a top. So right now we're going to go with, it's been that's your bottom out there at 184.61. So that's your first level of support to watch. Resistance-wise, you're back inside its daily profile. You're doing that today. Prices run into a bit of resistance at that oscillator and change line, McGuppy. That number 198.62. If price is able to close above that, then it would look like to me that price should go tackle its sell zone. So the sell zone is going to be between 203.94 and 208.36. That's your daily time frame, support and resistance levels, and the fact that it does look like it is bottomed. You could add now. Let's look at the other charts, though. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price is trading with inside its bullish structured profile. This week it found support at 182.57, the bottom of that buy zone. Price is likely to rally into its oscillator and change line. That's at 209.72, and above that, profile resists at 215.68. The monthly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. That will only be negated with a close above 216.85. Now, you also have profile resistance at 219.82. So that's a level that VST, McGuppy, longer term needs to move above. Now, with regard to the monthly Rhodes momentum indicator top, please notice that price found support at that green oscillator and change line. This is absolutely not a sell, even though we've got a top on the monthly, a top on the weekly, and a top on the daily. The daily, you've held through it. You've let it do its thing. It now should have bottomed. Do you want to add to this position? Totally up to you. You'd prefer now that we know things, your preferred add space would have been somewhere between 182.57 and 184.61 out there. So that's what's going on with regard to VST. McGuppy, I hope that gave you the information that you were looking for. Semi-sell-off, probably not. Yeah, no, probably not exactly, Dunk. But you know what? Let's go take a look and see what's going on intraday-wise. We haven't done that. So let's go see what's going on with the ES Mini out here. We know right now, daily-wise, it is negating its Rhodes momentum indicator top. 5-hour time frame chart's got an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. You want to know where that says we're headed to? We put in A to B equals C to yesterday. We exceeded that one. So here's the A to B equals C that I'm going to go ahead and draw in. That's your A to B point. Let's just simply go ahead and I'm just simply going to move this over to the C point of this pattern. You've got a 1-to-1 A to B equals C that gives you a price projection of 69.11. That's the 5-hour time frame chart. The 4-hour time frame chart is going to go ahead and form bar number 9 of a TD9 count top. That's going to be at 2 p.m. It'll complete that pattern at the close. I don't know. I don't see any other real significant tops out here. And that one's likely not to close until the end of the day. We could rally into the end of the day. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the 30-minute charts here for the 4 equity future contracts. Dan inside the Tiger's Den pointed out to me that we were already in bar number 8 of a TD9 count for the ES Mini. It's as high as the pattern. And as long as price closes in another 6 minutes above 68.29.50, you'll have a confirmed TD9 count top. That'll be at 12 noon. It'll complete that pattern at 12:30. Now, that suggests that price should just pull back to its oscillator and change line, 68.23. If it were to close below that or move below that, 68.10 is a profile, the bottom of its profile, and 67.79 is its breakout level. The problem here is that the NQ doesn't have any kind of a topping pattern for its 30-minute time frame. It's just trading with inside its profile. So we don't have and the Dow Equity Future future contract negated its TD9 count top. It did that at 11:30 this morning. So no top there. You do have a TD9 count top on the Russell 2000. That's already formed. And if we do see a close above 25.44, that will get negated and we'll move to the upside. I see that I overlooked a request that came in. This is from Dennis in West Palm Beach. Wanted to look at IBM out there. So let's get that up on our screen out here. So for the ES Mini, watch that TD9 count topping signal out there, especially because if that gets negated out there, you know that we're going to continue to move higher. And again, it could be moving all the way into the end of the day out there. We take a look at IBM. IBM is just waiting for this chart to populate. So it will negate a Rhodes momentum indicator and TD9 count top for its weekly time frame. Strong like bull. It already negated a monthly TD9 count top several months ago. So IBM wants to continue to move north, and I don't see anything stopping that when we take a look at the daily time frame out there. So IBM wants to continue to move north out there. It's trading. It's in breakout mode as we speak. Let me go back to that day trading set of charts out here. This is for the NQ, which so on the NQ we know that there's no 30-minute TD9 count pattern, but there could be over time, over the next several hours, a 60-minute TD9 count top out there. Folks, it's been a wonderful week. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, a fantastic Friday, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Monday. So be safe out there. Again, thanks for all your support, all your help, and just have a great weekend. Take care now.